What? Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's live. Tiffany trying to make me laugh as soon as the camera comes on. She was telling me jokes. But welcome to tonight's show, everybody. And yeah, it is the holiday season. We are counting down to Christmas. Hope everybody's asked for something great from Santa this year. I, of course, asked for my usual. That would be a size 7-night Caribbean cruise. Is that what you asked Santa for?
Yes.
But we got lots of folks already here.
I look like I have Mickey ears.
Mickey ears. Now that you said that. Why, I guess that's quite appropriate, actually. Will you read the comments?
Sorry, Bob's here. He got in a little early. He didn't want to miss us again. Attila's here. Hey, y'all. Texas Cruiser, I've been lurking for a while.
It does look, y'all look at Tiffany and her decoration in the background. It's giving her Mickey Mouse ears.
Dilly, happy holiday season all. Connie's here. Ahoy, mateys.
And yes, Texas Cruiser has been a long time subscriber. We definitely have some long time subscriber, which is super, super awesome. I'm trying to get my brain in cruise mode. I just got off my 9-to-5er. And I gotta like switch gears, go from that to cruising and get into all of the cruising information. So how has everybody's week been? Anything interesting going on? Anything exciting going on? I know there's exciting stuff going on in cruising. The weirdos have come out of the wall. They are creeping out from underneath their rocks. This weekend's cruiser watch shows are going to be interesting. They are definitely going to be interesting because it's the holiday weirdos are out.
Yes.
And, for some reason, this time of year, they just, they get weird. They do absolutely get weird. I completely lost my train of thought.
I keep thinking about the Mickey ears.
Yeah, I am utterly distracted by that.
Me too.
I'm completely distracted by that. All right. Nellie has arrived.
Nelly, hi everyone. Tonight is my check-in game with Harmony.
Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, I got a little depression going on tonight. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Yeah.
I got stuck between a rock and a hard place here. So I got a promotion at work. And it's a good one, and I like it, and I'm happy with it. However, it has resulted in the fact I cannot go on Mariner of the Seas on January the 2nd. So, I'm kind of unhappy about that.
Yes.
I'm unhappy with it. So, we are going to have to move that cruise back. I think we're going to have to move it probably into February. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where the work life and the home life is interfering with my cruise life.
Yes.
But it does happen. And in the long run, it's going to be better. because it's going to provide a much better work-life balance for me.
Attila says, I'm asking Santa for new packing gear, luggage, and stuff. Time to pack lighter and better.
Packing cubes.
Yes. Yes.
Packing cubes definitely help out with that.
Yes. James says, hello, Chris and Tiffany, and all High Seas cruisers.
Welcome, James.
And Texas Cruiser says this show time of 6:30 works great for him.
Well, that's happy. That's good to hear, because it's not going back to 6 anytime soon. Unfortunately, on Wednesdays, I don't get off of my regular job until 6. And so there is no way I'm going to be done with that and back on here by 6. So 6:30 is what it's going to be for a while.
Nellie says, what? You've been talking about it. My sister and I will be on Mariner February 27th.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. That could be a good move date to go to it. No, this just came up where I had to move Mariner this last week. I said definitely wasn't my goal, wasn't my desire. I was so foaming at the mouth to get back on that cruise ship and to get back out there, but I mean, I couldn't pass up the job.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass up the job. It's better. I'm happier. Tiffany will tell you, I'm in a much better mood when I get off work. And so it's all good. But yeah, February 27th, we were talking about moving it to February. Maybe we'll hop on there and cruise with Nellie.
Yeah.
What you think?
I think so. Attila says, oh, February is pretty good for sailing out of Galveston. Hope it works out for you.
It will. We just got to say we might be looking at that one on that.
Texas Cruiser says, I will be on my birthday cruise on Mariner in April.
It's another good choice.
Yes.
That's another good choice. So many good choices on there. Oh, then there's always a possibility we might consider switching to Harmony. I really still want to get Tiffany on Harmony, especially before she leaves, and then I can take her on Symphony. Because it is going to be exciting when Symphony of the Seas gets here. Now, Carnival Liberty, they had a little bit of excitement this past week. Carnival Liberty they had it was like a domino effect. So they were headed back to New Orleans, had a medical emergency, which of course diverts the ship. They had to divert to Key West, caused a small delay. Then they had an engine problem, which caused more of a delay. And then they had to wait for traffic up and down the Mississippi River to get up in there. The next cruise didn't embark until almost midnight.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty late before those poor folks were able to fully get on board the ship. But luckily, it was a Journeys cruise, so it's a long cruise. A little bit of a delay getting on, but they are off. They are good. They are sailing. No effects to their itinerary.
Bob says he's leaving on Jewel this Saturday.
Ooh, that's a nice. Any cruise is a good cruise. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta do something real quick.
Is that really bothering you?
Yes.
That just really was disturbing you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Margaritaville of the Sea. They said they are going to be doing the motorcycle rally. They're actually have motorcycles on the cruise ship. How about that?
Are they gonna get to ride them?
No. No. But they are going to be on the ship. Again, that's normally Royal Caribbean handles it, but it's going over to Margaritaville Sea, the Islander. So they're going to have dogs and motorcycles.
I like it. Kevin's here. Good evening, all. And Texas Cruiser said that's much better. I can see it now.
But it was much funnier when it was behind her head.
No, it wasn't.
That's okay. It's already live, so it's already permanently on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to go back and screenshot it, and now I'm going to use it as a thumbnail.
Okay.
How about that? That's going to be next week's live thumbnail. It's going to be Tiffany with the ears behind her. What do you think?
I believe it.
I would too. Let's see. What else has been going on this week? It's been a little hard time finding enough time to go through all of the cruise news, stuff like that. Well, but the big story and it's super funny. You could tell the people who have not actually paid attention to the whole story. But what does everybody think about Mexico considering a $42 per person new fee, or new to cruise passengers. They've actually had this fee in place since 1999. Cruise passengers have been exempt. There we go. I cannot think of the word. Have been exempt, but now they want to make cruise passengers also pay that $42, which one is going to make Mexico some of the most expensive destinations for passengers to visit in the Caribbean or on the West Coast out of California, because they don't have a whole lot of choices. You sail out of Long Beach, they're going to, Cabo, Ensenada, down that side over there. And so this could possibly have effect on cruisers going out of Long Beach for sure, as far as opportunities, because where are they going to go? And then it's going to affect cruises going out of Galveston, New Orleans, and places like that. And not only, though, are they considering a $42 fee, and this would not happen until 2026, and it may not happen at all because cruise lines are already threatening them, but that money doesn't even go to the environment. It doesn't go to improve infrastructure. It doesn't go to improve facilities. 2/3 of that money is going to their military, to their defense budget. And as cruise passengers, do we want to pay for Mexico's defense budget?
Very true. Kevin says, whoa, it was weird to hear you say my real name. I changed it on here for job reasons. It's really alien frequency.
Okay.
James says, hello, Kevin. Nelly, alien is retired name now. Bob, I think the $42 could backfire on them. I think so too.
The cruise lines are balking at it. They are not happy. Now, it's got tons of opposition coming from within Mexico itself because they think that's a very bad idea. The cruise lines have already rumbling that, hey, you put something like this into effect, it may result in itinerary changes. It may result in us deciding, okay, well, we'll skip some of your cruise ports. I personally don't think it's ever going to get that far. Because I think Mexico stands to lose way more than they're ever going to gain if they push for that $42 and the cruise lines walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of their other projects, Perfect Day in Mexico, could be threatened. The beach clubs in Cozumel that Royal Caribbean wants to build can now be threatened.
Nelly says, one day Nelly will be my real name. Laugh out loud, Martin. Kevin says, haha, nah, I got a new job as a voiceover artist and I need to appear slightly more professional online now. Alien Frequency is my band name. See, I thought about, doing the book reading and stuff so that you can listen to it audio, but I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, that you only want to read Disney stories, so.
They need to be read too. Nelly says, $42 to the military. Are we their military budget? That's horrid.
Yeah, and that's, maybe it would be less painful if it was going to building new cruise ports and new cruise facilities and improving the cruising world for Mexico, but that's not even what the money's going for. So that's one of the hardest puzzles to swallow, is where is it going to go? This looks purely like Mexico's attempt to money grab from a high dollar tourist source to feed their own pockets.
Yeah. James says $42 is way too much and really think it might backfire on them. Texas Cruiser says, hey, alien, it's a little fun. I don't like it, but $84 for 2 per port stop isn't terrible, but I won't probably purchase as much onshore or pay for excursions as a result. However, that hurts the local economy.
Exactly. And that's where I think it's going to come to play at the end. That's honestly, you actually hear a lot of that, like currently Australia and New Zealand in particular, and that are some of the absolute most expensive cruise ports that cruise ships can visit. And according to the cruise lines, whether it's true or not, they barely break even going to those type of ports because of the costs. And Mexico wants to become that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to hurt them. Cozumel, that gets 6, 7, 8 ships a day sometimes. They love it in Cozumel. But and it's not Cozumel that's pushing for this $42 because they remember COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They remember when the cruise ships dried up and couldn't go there. And anybody that booked a cruise and took a cruise right after the restart of cruising, remember when we would go to Cozumel, boy, they could not say thank you for coming back. You heard it several times an hour, every place you went to. Everybody was just like, thank you for coming back. Thank you. Thank you. We're so glad this is over. Do they really want to go back to that again?
Yeah. Tilla says, but this will backfire. I wonder if the cruise lines will back away from Mexico, but how? They won't have a place to stop in out of California.
California is the interesting question. I suppose if they absolutely did it and absolutely backed out of Mexico, the only thing that could possibly, no. That would seriously affect cruises on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, absolutely affect cruises on the West Coast.
Kevin says, I'm not getting paid to tell you that. Ha ha. Texas Cruiser, pretty sure it's going away, especially since Royal is spending a lot of money in Mexico.
Yeah. That's it. I think it's some rumbling from from their federal government. I think they're looking for some money, but I don't think outside of that particular scope it has very much support. Like I said, a lot of opposition even coming within Mexico itself saying, this is stupid. If we become that expensive, the cruise lines aren't going to come. The cruise lines grumbling, hey, we may not come if all this goes into effect. And then you got the number of cruise passengers go, do I really want my money going to this type of cause?
Yeah. Nellie says, but I thought it was $42 to go to Mexico, not $42 per port.
That's where I haven't seen an exact clarification on it yet. As to whether it's $42 for your trip to Mexico or if it's going to be $42 per port. I did not see a distinction between the two, so I don't know which one it is exactly. I couldn't find anything that said something specific, at least not yet.
Nellie also said, I wonder if Perfect Day Mexico brought this on. RC bought this port, so bigger ships coming in with more people.
Honestly, this is probably something I could really, I might think that could possibly be true if they were suddenly going to charge, an extra money at Costa Maya or something like that. But this is hitting every single port in Mexico, every single passenger in Mexico on both sides. It's a federal government money grab, in my opinion. And I think they're seeing the numbers increasing going to Mexico. They see more coming to Mexico, and they want that money.
Tilla says maybe go to Panama or Costa Rica, but no infrastructure that can handle that many ships at once.
And how much time would it take them to get down there from there too? Because the length of time sailing is going to put a serious effect on that too, especially if you're looking at the shorter cruises, the 4-night cruises, the 5-night cruises. I mean, there's always places they can go, but they're not going to be short, quick cruises.
James says, hello, Rick. And with this dang cold weather up here, I might be heading south sooner than later. Laugh out loud. Tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. when I'm due into work, the temperature will have a wind chill of 0.
Okay, it's not 0 here, but it's definitely not super warm weather going on down here right now. It was pretty cold yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been raining.
Yeah, it's been foggy and misty all day.
Mm-hmm. Which has kept the temperature down.
It was 60 when I got home this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to tell poor James that. He's facing 0. I wasn't going to be all mean and go, it's only 60 here. We're chilly wearing long sleeves. We're Texans and it's 60. I'm pulling out the beanies.
Texas Cruiser says 0. Wow, everything comes to a stop here when we get below 32. Come on down.
That is no lie. A snowflake hits the ground and the city's like, oh, we're closed.
Yep. Attila says only sell 10 to 14 night cruises. Yikes. But hey, that sounds nice if you have the wallet. Texas Cruiser says it's 71 here now. Kevin says it's 36 here in Ohio.
Not here. Oh. But it was chilly yesterday. I think we might have been like possibly in like 50s yesterday.
You actually put pants on.
I put pants on. It was so cold yesterday.
And we put sweaters on the dogs.
And the dogs wore sweaters. It was a Texas catastrophe.
For you.
One step away from, building a fireplace.
I was running around with no jacket.
She says, but when I got home from work, she was in her chair wearing a hoodie with a blanket pulled up. So let's not buy any of that craziness either. Mickey Mouse ears.
Yes.
Here, just lean a little towards me. Come here. Come on, where you going?
Chris wore pants. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how serious that is. I am not a believer in pants. Shorts, yes. I am wearing at least something on my bottom half, but it's not pants. I'm not a real big fan of pants, not a real big fan of shoes. I was born to be on a cruise ship and on a beach. I could truly be a professional beach bum if that was an opportunity.
Texas Cruiser said, I have sailed on Liberty of the Seas on a 13-day repositioning cruise to Galveston. It was the best cruise ever.
I would think so.
Kevin says, oh, okay, so you're not going around in your undies like a wrestler. Gotcha.
No. I did that once. Long time ago. Becca can tell you the story. She said, Dad, did you just answer the door to the UPS lady in your underwear? I said, yes, I did. She shouldn't have been knocking. So I quit that.
Yeah. James says, yep, actually 40 right now here east of Cincinnati.
40 degrees. Woo. I don't know why I'm petting this dog so much. He gets pets constantly. But other than that, I'm trying to think, there was something else besides all of that. That story going out from Carnival and that $42 has just been headlining the news mostly.
Melly says, I hate pants. Tomorrow, Haley and I are taking engagement photos, and I have to wear pants.
Can't stand damn pants.
Kevin says, speaking of wrestlers, it's almost 8.
Uh-oh. It's true, it is almost 8.
Yeah.
Well, we will keep it fairly short tonight. Like I said, it's been pretty quiet. There's a couple cruise news stories going on, but the majority of everything that's going to be super interesting is going to be over the stuff that's going on this weekend, because some of these people have, just come utterly out of the wall this week. I was reading over on Monday, John Hield had put out a list on Monday of the stuff he'd already had to deal with. People complaining about Cool Whip not being on the ship. Garlic salt. What were some of the other ones? Oh, there was not an accessible, one of the souvenir stores in Jamaica was not scooter accessible. Like the cruise lines have a damn thing to do with what they do in Jamaica off the ship. There was something else, and of course there was, it was all Carnival Cruise Line's fault because they didn't give away free suntan lotion.
And they got sunburned.
And that was on Monday.
Stika's here. She says, hello, everyone. Actually sitting, enjoying a cocktail. Hope you are missing me. Just kidding. She has the volume turned off, so. James says, nothing wrong with the cocktail.
No.
And they'll watch the video later. Kevin, is it true that Carnival is upping the price of the Cheers package again?
I have not seen that yet, so I can neither confirm nor deny, but I honestly wouldn't necessarily be super surprised. But I haven't seen it yet.
Texas Cruisers says I'm going to start booking a cruise the first week of December starting next year. I sailed on Allure last year, the first week, and it was all decorated for Christmas. Awesome sailing. I also missed one of Texas's comments that he was sending vibes for us to book more cruises.
I'm sending vibes for us to book more cruises. It's been an interesting year. I mean, we've had some ups and downs this second half of this year, and it's put a dampener on our cruising. We're working our way back up, but unfortunately, life got in the way in a couple spots.
Mm-hmm.
But believe me, we are going to get out of that because I am dying to get back on. We have not been on a cruise ship since January. We're coming up on almost a year without a cruise, and that is unacceptable.
Sheikah says, by the way, the Sting package just went up again. What is a Sting package?
I don't know. I wonder if that's the drink package. I think it would not surprise me.
We are on Oasis November 30th to December 7th, 2025. I am drinking a margarita right now, Sheikah. I am drinking. Oh,
you already read that one.
Yeah.
I'm drinking Big Red.
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah. Fortunately, no cocktails for us for tonight.
No.
We'll have to look at some of the cruise because we're going to be on in November. Keep telling Tiffany we need to do a Christmas one, though. Don't you want to go see Christmas stuff?
Yeah.
On cruise ships?
Yeah.
Okay.
James says, Chris, that is life. Still battling getting caught up after missing 5 months of work. Know how you feel about cruising.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's one of those things that I wish cruising was my full-time job, but it is not.
Yeah. Any cruise
I
lines
still got to
are
do a
watching.
full-time job. Huh?
Any cruise lines are watching, he can video.
But I don't want to be a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. I used to think that being a brand ambassador would be an awesome job. Look at the job like John Heald has, because he's really the only one out there like that. So this would be great. But the more weeks and weeks and weeks that I read those comments and the way people are, no. Good God, no. Can you imagine?
You would get fired the first day.
I probably would.
Connie said, I got some ruby red grapefruits from Texas. They're good, aren't they? I love the ruby red grapefruits. Texas Cruiser said, the rates are great the first week in December for Royal Sailings. And Sheikah said, drink package.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, someone was asking, saying that the Carnival drink package prices went up again. And like I said, that absolutely would not surprise me whatsoever. Would not surprise me.
Kevin says, I got to run, y'all. Glad I got to stop in for a bit, though. Have an awesome evening. You too.
Yep. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. We really, 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 really appreciate it.
And good luck with your new job.
Yeah.
Texas grapefruit is fantastic. Texas Cruiser. Bob, I feel for John and what he puts up with.
Oh, I do too. I mean, they're rude to him. They're mean to him. They're ugly to him. They beg for stuff, and then they turn around and they complain about stuff. I thought some really passive-aggressive ones where they were like, I wrote to you and it asked for something to be sent to my room. Well, it never arrived, but I guess that's okay. I mean, super passive-aggressive. But the ones, honestly, I'm going to say the ones that get me the most, and I don't understand, they will write in, we're celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary. What can you do to make it more special? Writing that into him. It's like, okay, you've been married 40 years. This is your 40th year of being married. And your ass has not figured out how to make it special for your significant other in the other 39 times? Did you need a cruise line to make it special for you? Is not being on the cruise special enough?
Very true.
They'll drive me nuts.
Kevin says, thank you so much. I love the new job and the money is nice. Everyone smash that like button.
Yeah,
Texas
new
Cruiser.
jobs and new money is nice.
Texas Cruiser, have you sailed Symphony?
No. Nope. But I want to. Absolutely want to. I like that class of ship. That's what I said. I'm going to try to get Tiffany on Harmony. Then she's going to love it. And then she's going to be ready to jump on Symphony. What do you think?
Harmony has Alice, right?
Yeah, so does Symphony.
Okay. Well, it will depend on that.
It's all going to depend on your meal.
Uh-huh. The cruiser says I am booking Symphony when she arrives.
Are you going to try to get on the very first one when she arrives? Because that would be ideal. To try to jump on that very first one. Because that's when the most excitement's going to happen. See, every time a cruise ship, and most people know this, every time a cruise ship goes to the port for the very, very first time, there's a little fanfare, a little action, they exchange plaques, things like that. It's kind of it's a thing when a cruise ship goes somewhere for the first time.
When is she arriving?
I would look that exact date up. I do not actually know it, but I bet you Rick does.
Texas Cruiser says, love to book the first, but not sure, maybe. James says, I have not been on an RCL ship, so might have to look at Symphony.
Okay, so yeah, if you have never been on Royal Caribbean, definitely recommend it. Royal Caribbean has a lot of stuff that I really, really like. They all have something good and they all have something to offer, but Royal Caribbean might be right about one of my absolute favorite cruise lines overall. Just an overall package, to give me a little bit of everything I like. Royal Caribbean can do it.
She arrives in May of 26. And Sheikah says, gotta run, you guys behave. I will post a couple of pictures on Facebook.
I made no promises on the behavior. May of 2026.
That's what I just said.
But there we go. That's Tiffany's birthday month. I like to take her on a birthday cruise. Tiffany on the Symphony, May of 2026. What do you think?
Maybe. Bob says, I was looking at NCL out of Galveston, saw some nice 14-night cruises to many ports.
Mm-hmm.
And Nellie says, I want to do Allure while she is here for the few short months.
Allure, it's a nice ship too. I'd like to see Allure, particularly because she's going to be refurbished. I like to see how much they changed her and everything like that. But if you have to pick, because I don't know, she's getting upgrades and all kinds of stuff, but I don't know that she's getting the Wonderland added to her.
Tilla says, yeah, but what about Guy's Burgers? Will I starve on Royal?
Well, like I said, that's a tough call. I mean, yeah, you're not going to get Guy's Burgers on Royal. Something so good, but Royal's just, I don't know, I guess maybe it's a little bit chiller. I like the production shows on Royal, the ice shows, the aqua shows. I like the shows. You get a lot of those on Royal Caribbean. They're really into it. And they usually vary from ship to ship. That's the one thing about Carnival, you can go on 6 different Carnival ships and chances are you're going to see Flick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that, but you can go on 6 different Royal Caribbean ships and get a different show on each one of them. They have their own, the one on Royal Caribbean, it's something flight that's coming on Symphony. I just saw it earlier. So if you like production type shows, you can get something different on all the Royal Caribbean ships. Sorrento's pizza is pretty good. I mean, it's good pizza. But it does not have a Guy's Burgers. That part is absolutely true. It's got a Johnny Rockets, but they're not as good, and you pay.
Unless it's breakfast.
Right. Unless it's but not every ship has breakfast.
Yeah. James says, I think the NCL Aqua is coming to Galveston too. Texas Cruiser says, Symphony first date out of Galveston is May 3rd. That's a great time to sail.
Yes, the beginning of May is good because you're past spring break and before summer.
Yes. Texas Cruiser says, James, Prima and Biba is coming for sure. I will book Biba. Pizza is better on Royal.
Pizza is better on Royal. Well, now we know Texas Cruisers is definitely a Royal Caribbean fan.
Mm-hmm.
That is clearly his personal choice. But Sorrento's pizza is good. I'm thinking of a whole other cruise line. But yeah, Sorrento's, they make good pizza. We've eaten it plenty of times. Royal's got some stuff going for them. The Park Cafe, I'm sorry, the roast beef sandwiches at the Park Cafe.
With horseradish.
With horseradish sauce. I mean, that's good eating. That's absolutely good eating. I mean, there's a lot of food choices, on Royal Caribbean ships that you can eat. And they have a lot of entertainment on them. They have a lot of fun stuff on them. I mean, they really do.
Yeah.
I do like my Royal Caribbean.
Texas Cruiser says, yes, love Royal Caribbean.
We know. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And love Park Cafe.
Me too.
James says, already sailed the Prima. Yeah, we did that in January.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But yeah, I'm a huge Royal Caribbean fan. And so when it comes to sailing out of Galveston, I like the Royal Caribbean terminal. I like the fact that the parking is right there. No need for a shuttle. You can just walk, drive off. And so, yeah, Royal Caribbean puts out a great product. No lie about that.
Yeah.
You like Royal Caribbean. You always had fun on there.
Yeah. I do like Royal Caribbean. I like the shows. The food's good. Their buffet is a lot different. I mean, because you go into the buffet and for dinner and they have a pancake station set up or a donut station set up for dinner. I love it. Not that I eat pancakes, but that's a great option.
That's true. We have seen some interesting choices in Royal Caribbean buffets. Wait till you get in a buffet on one of those Oasis class ships. They're huge.
Texas Cruiser says, been sailing Royal since 88. Shot skied off the stern. I missed that. Nellie says, so biased, I joined his Symphony Facebook group.
I did too. I did too. Figured I'd get all the information on it before we go on it. But I mean, they all have something really great, and everybody's going to have their personal favorite. But Royal Caribbean does have a lot to offer. So does Carnival. Norwegian has its offerings. Also happen to really love Princess, but Princess is a whole different vibe.
Very chill, very relaxed.
Very over the age of 60.
Hence, very chill, very relaxed.
Yeah, like Princess is a whole different vibe. I like the Royal Caribbean vibe. I do. I like the Royal Caribbean vibe. But then again, if I'm doing Halloween or, one of those big parties like that, Carnival does. You're right. Carnival does it good.
Texas Cruiser says, I'm starting my cruise newsletter this week. Awesome. And then Attila, no kidding. If their donuts are good, I'm sold, especially for dinner in a buffet for a nice dessert.
Well,
that's dinner.
Yeah, that's part of the dinner side. They still have the whole dessert menu. But yeah, I forget which one it on, but they had pancakes and they basically had Brinner out.
Yeah.
As part of the buffet. And then donuts and everything like that. But of course, they still have the entire dessert thing going on over here.
Yeah. Ellie said, did you see the Regal Princess announcement people have been getting?
No.
And Attila says, well, fun dessert at least.
There's very few cruise ship desserts I have not enjoyed. many, 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 many desserts. Because cruising is the one time, I swear, that you can be like, well, I can't decide between this one and that one, so I'll take them both. And Tiffany's no better. She could be, she's this big around, but good God, she will be heading back to the table with 2 different desserts so she can taste.
No Costa Maya and extended stay in Honduras for more mechanical issue fixes.
Oh, no, I did not see that. Regal. Seems to be a thing that once they begin to develop those engine problems that, you know what? I did see the story. I didn't have time to read it now that you said that. I did see a story about it. I have not read into it. I did see a run that it was a Princess ship changing itineraries over planned mechanical issues or something.
He's tired. He can't get comfortable. Guys, last weekend, Regal Princess started doing in-person muster drills.
Uh-oh. That's interesting. I wonder why they started doing that.
They probably couldn't get people to leave the bar to go to the...
It's happening on several ships in Princess. That's usually an indicator that unless the ship is having some other kind of issue that they're not talking about, but the fact that it's on multiple ships, this could be Princess's answer to people not doing what they're supposed to do. But it's like anything else in cruising. You can have something so good and makes your cruise so much easier and so much enjoyable. You know there's going to be a group of people that will just utterly refuse. They utterly will not do it, won't make it happen, will fight against it in every way, shape, or form, and now we all suffer. That's why you can't bring a Bluetooth speaker on Carnival anymore.
Yeah. So it says, rumor is this is a test or temporary, and it scares the passengers out of the bars.
They may be testing something, doing something. I know there was a couple of times, and I think it was last year, when Norwegian did it for a while. Disney still does it.
Yeah, you have to go to your muster station.
Yeah, remember?
And
Disney was still doing it the old way last time we said.
Yeah, they do it at your muster stations right before the sail away party. And then, of course, we were at the furthest muster station trying to get to the sail away party. Ugh.
Yep.
A Houston YouTuber is on Regal right now. I'll see what she says later. In the old days, we had muster drills with the life vests on. I do not want to go back to that.
Yeah, no. The e-muster is absolutely the best thing that came out of the whole COVID situation with the e-muster. I like it. I love it. But if people did it differently, it would be less problematic for some people. Tiffany and I, we get on the ship, go to our muster station, check in, do what we got to do. Then we go off and eat, drop our bags off and stuff like that. It's always exactly the same. Get on, muster, go.
That's what James said. That's not good. That's the first thing I always do as soon as I get on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, we did that on the Prima. Okay, we're on. Let's go muster. Then we go off and do whatever we want to do, and we don't have to worry about it again.
Bob says, man, did I hate the in-person muster drills. Love the new way. Oh, I hate the old muster drills because by then they've had a few drinks into their drink package.
The deodorant has worn off.
The deodorant has worn off. And, yeah.
And they're crammed in like cattle.
Ellie says, I was looking at Majestic Princess prices, and for obstructed balcony, it was only $1,400 with no extra package. James says, I'm same way, Bob. Texas Cruiser, now I don't have to get someone to hold my beer while I do muster. Attila says,
just take it with you.
Yeah. Attila says, life vest on. Oh, yeah, the heat was incredible. Had to stand outside on the promenade, and it was stifling hot. Bob says, completely agree, Tiffany.
And it's some people, because you get stuck with them in the elevator. all the time. Or in Tiffany's case, she gets always, it never fails. We're in the theater and a whole bottle of perfume individual wants to sit next to her.
Mhm.
That's one of our personal favorites.
Well, my problem is now is that's too many people, and it triggers my anxiety, and I can't handle it. Now, what am I talking about? Nellie, Attila says, Nellie, I'm still looking at those obstructed balconies too. Nellie says, one thing about Mariner, once you get on, they kind of push you to muster because it is on same deck as embarkation. Yes.
Yeah, for Royal, it's usually just right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like boop boop, and you can grab it before you go in, or you go run to the other side and you grab it. We just like to get it done. I don't want to worry about it later. I don't want to have to come back and do it later.
Yeah.
And if everybody thought like that, they'd never call anybody's name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they don't. We usually get on the ship fairly early.
Get it done, get it over with, because then your next project thing on your mind is food. Got to get food. And then you want to get to your room. Yeah. Yes, that's my next project, food.
We know, baby. But you're so skinny. She's this big around, right? And Buffy's cringe when she comes. She could tear up a buffet like a 500-pound guy.
I don't know about all that.
Let there be crab legs on that sucker.
Okay, yes. Maybe. Or shrimp.
Yeah, she'll destroy a buffet. Come back with 2 desserts. And is asking the attendants in there, can I get some coffee?
Yes.
Wash it all down with. And that's just lunch.
Texas Cruiser says, we have discovered how good the Central Park balconies are. We used to get the ocean balconies, but now we love the Central Park balconies on the Oasis class ships. I bet that is fun just to go up there and people watch.
Well, the Central Park ones too, they overlook the gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And the plants actually grow up the entire sides and everything. So you can get some, and then they pump in like bird sounds in there, and you can smell the fresh plants.
Yeah.
And then in the evenings, they usually have like the violin players and stuff playing in there. Yeah, I've never had one, but I've been in the Central Parks, and it's just like.
Ellie asks, are they quiet? That would be my concern.
The Central Park is, every time I've ever been in it, is not super loud. Like I said, in the evening, they'll have like a violinist down there playing. And some of these specialty restaurants are down there.
But you think with the way that it's set up, there would be an echo.
I'll let Texas Cruiser at that, but I never really felt like it was loud in there. I never really felt like there was an echo in there.
Texas Cruiser says it's not as noisy as you think.
Yeah, it was never super noisy just walking through it. It's not like the violins are playing as loud as they possibly can. It's not like it's amplified or anything. It's usually just have a violin because it's enough space in there that just a person and a violin, it carries through the area. Central Park's a very peaceful place on a cruise ship, honestly.
James says, I have taken a look at them to think they'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice to have the plants out there, and you'll see open up your balcony and hear birds chirping. I think that's an awesome idea.
Texas Cruiser said, we did have a little problem with noise from wind, but we were in a hurricane at the time. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean.
Nellie says, Harmony Sailing, we had Central Park, and then they said I could move to Ocean View balcony and get $35 OBC. So I, of course, said yes. Not a hard choice to make. $35 and an Ocean View. Attila says, oh, nice point, Rick. I've seen the videos of Central Park areas, and it seems really chill and nice. Yeah, I did the ones on Allure, and it was nice in there.
Admittedly, it was super nice. That's actually a good idea. I never would have thought of those central, the inward facing balconies, but over Central Park,
Yeah.
that might be the thing.
Central Park is one of my favorite places on the ship.
I agree with that. Where the park cafe is. What? I know where the food is.
And you talk about me and my food.
But that's where the little roast beef sandwiches with horseradish sauce come from. I know exactly where they are on Oasis class ship.
Okay, well, we got to get on the ship.
I just told you we could book Harmony. See, now you want to go on the big ships, don't you?
No, now I just want the buffet.
Now you want the garden and the birds. Yeah, you do.
They are also great places to find ducks.
See, you love ducks.
Ducks, food, people watching.
Bird sounds.
Okay.
And on Oasis, because it's outside and it's Central Park, they had umbrellas up by the door in case it was raining. You could carry an umbrella with you. How about that? So you could even be out there and not be wet.
Yeah.
And they got like park benches you could sit on. It's chill.
James says, I still think it's neat that they have live plants. Attila says, Royal's coffee situation is better than older Carnival ships, right?
That's a question for you. Carnival, you have your Java Blue.
Yes.
On Royal Caribbean.
I do like the coffee better on Royal.
Isn't it Starbucks, though? Where do you get your coffee at?
Is it Starbucks?
I don't know.
No, Norwegian was Starbucks. You know what? It is Starbucks.
On Royal Caribbean.
It is.
Yeah. So which do you like better, the Carnival coffee or the Royal? I don't drink it, so this is a Tiffany question.
Not that I'm a big fan of Starbucks, but yes, I did like Royals better. Attila says, I get plain buffet coffees on Carnival since I hate waiting in the Carnival long lines for coffee. Yes, the lines can get very, very long on Carnival, but they can be just as long on Royal too because of the soda packages and stuff. You usually have to get your sodas, and
that's only if they don't have the machine.
If they don't have the machine. So.
See, that's where I think Royal takes the top tier level for me. Is I like that those Coca-Cola freestyle machines where you can get water and juice and soda and everything with that cup. Royal Caribbean got it going on, I think, with their soda package.
Yeah.
Carnival's switching to dispensing machines on their new ships, but Royal's got a pretty good deal there for that.
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says, I love the coffee on Royal, the regular and special coffee. Yeah, I do like the regular free coffee a lot better. It's not as put hair on your chest kind of coffee. It's not as strong. I don't have to use as much cream and sugar in there.
Are you saying Carnival's coffee will make a man out of you?
Yeah. Attila says, I'm not patient when it comes to my coffee. And, unfortunately, the last couple times we've been on a cruise, I forgot to take my travel coffee mug. So I was spilling coffee all over the place. So good tip. Take your coffee cup.
There you go.
Especially if you're getting the buffet coffee.
Tiffany gonna be in there with a bucket.
Yeah. There's my coffee cup.
Yeah. That's true. Tiffany, she is not scared of coffee.
Texas says, I usually hit Cafe Promenade in the morning at 5:30 in the morning while on Royal. Yeah. As soon as it opens. And Attila says, I bring my Yeti mug every time. I need to get a new coffee travel mug because the ones I have are either too small or they're just so worn out. They don't keep the coffee warm anymore. So I need to get a new cup. Nellie says, Texas Cruiser, you get up at 5:30 on a cruise? They don't know you very well.
5:30?
I'm late.
If he's getting up at 5:30, he's late to the day already.
Crispy getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
3:30. 4:30, I'm usually up by about 4:30 every morning on a cruise ship, though. Every single day. because I am not missing 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. That's magic time on a cruise ship. That is utterly the magic time. If you can be awake and be happy that you're awake, you have that cruise ship to yourself for the most part.
Minus the crew, yeah. But then you have great conversations with the crew when you're out.
Yeah, that's the time when the crew you can stop, you can talk to crew. And if you're on an Oasis class size cruise ship and you can get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, well, you got a whole bunch of ship all to yourself. There'll be a couple of coffee drinkers up getting some coffee, but majority of the time, that ship's yours.
James says 5:30. I'm just getting to sleep real good. See, I think James would have a really good time at the Schooner Bar on Royal. And they have the piano going, and
That's true. You can get some good people watching going on in there.
yeah. Nellie says I get up at 7 on a cruise.
Oh, I'm already getting breakfast by 7.
Yeah, or he's up there trying to get me up. Attila says, James, I do like to do that too some mornings, but I get up way before my wife, so I didn't want to get her all agitated. Happy wife, happy life, or something like that.
Oh, she's still asleep.
Yeah.
If I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I know I'm going to do it every cruise, and she's still going to be sleeping, I already have my clothes set out, so I can just slide out of bed, slide in my clothes, slide right out the door, never even disturb her, and I'll come get her in a couple of hours. Or, she knows generally where to find me in the cruise ship where I'll be.
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says, I'm such an early riser.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie, if I am on a balcony, we will have the free continental breakfast and eat on the balcony. We always say we're going to do that. And the only time we did it was Alaska because I refused to leave the room because I didn't want to miss anything.
I know, but it's great. But you know us. We're buffeters for breakfast, unless it's a C-Day brunch.
Yes.
Then we're all about a C-Day brunch or a sit-down breakfast.
Don't get us wrong. We still go to the buffet to tide us over until C-Day brunch. Because usually by 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'm starving. I don't want to wait till 8, 8:30.
No, that's true. Because when you wake up on a cruise, I wake up starving on a cruise ship. We eat all the meals.
Mm-hmm. And then some.
And then some. And still wake up starving on a cruise ship.
Yes.
I think it's something about the ship and the smells and the...
We also walk a lot more.
That's true, but I still wake up starving.
Yes. James says, absolutely, Attila. I totally agree. Yeah, James likes his balcony coffee.
That's true. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there is not.
Nothing wrong with that, but I'm up at 4:30 wandering the ship kind of guy.
Attila says, last one, we ate breakfast every single day in the MDR. I don't know why. We just did it for experience. It was cool. Our server got to know us. We had the same one all week. We've done that before, where we eat in the MDR for breakfast.
I like MDR breakfast.
Yeah, because you can get your banana pie. Nellie says, no, we eat that food on balcony, but the buffet or MDR breakfast is still consumed.
All right, now you're speaking my language.
Yes.
All right, now I get it. So you have a little bit on the balcony, and then you go have breakfast. Second breakfast.
That's just a snack.
The buffet?
No,
The continental?
the continental. It's just a snack. Because if you stop and think about it, there's not that much food.
No.
So it really is just a wake up snack. And then you go to the MDR.
And again, she's this big. This big. Yeah, that's just a snack. Then I got to go have my full meal. Then I got to have my snack. Then I got to have lunch, pre-lunch.
Yes. Yes.
Poor baby. So, all right. Well, we have had an interesting discussion tonight of how we like to eat our breakfast.
Yeah. It says we started to eat breakfast in Solarium on the Oasis ships. It's very comparable to the Windjammer. I have to try it. James says, might have to see about cruising with you guys before the group cruise. Think it would be fun. Absolutely. Let's figure that one out.
Yeah, it was that right now until we get things. The next one, of course, we have is MSC in November, but we got to get something before then. I want to get on something here in the next month or two, three, depending on what is going on. So we will definitely have to look at that and figure out when it's going to be the best time to go. But all of this talk about Oasis class ships and everything on Royal Caribbean, it's got me jonesing to get back on that sucker now. I'm hungry.
Yes. Well, I am on the kosher cruise, so no solarium for me. Sorry, can't put that. I like that. A wake up snack. Have to try that too.
Gotta have a wake up snack, then a breakfast, then a second breakfast.
Nellie said, "Don't read that." Sorry, Nellie. Sorry.
It's in the chat. It's already public knowledge now.
James says yes. Got me thinking about RCO cruise.
I do think you will like it. It is. I mean, it's not a super different experience from Norwegian, but at the same time, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cruise, but it's a different experience. It's a different vibe. You like to hang out in the atrium and people watch. That's what the promenade is for.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of places to grab a drink, places to sit, either on the promenade. I mean, it's just.
Well, let us figure out what we've got going on. You get into your new role and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, we'll have to do it because it'd be cool if we can. Definitely would like to cruise again with James, especially if we can get James on there, get Texas Cruiser on there all at the same time.
Priscilla,
get a couple, get some other people on there.
We'll have a mini group cruise before we go on our group cruise.
We're just gonna go have fun.
Yes.
We're just gonna go have some fun. Informal fun.
But alrighty then. Me too, Rick, says Attila.
Yeah. So I think we are going to wrap this up for tonight. Because now I'm super, super hungry. And we've been on here for an hour. I don't want to keep everybody super, super late. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Like always, we really, 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 really appreciate it, of course.
James, yes, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, let's work up some dates. If everybody's thinking next year, 2025, let's work up some dates and see when we can all go together and throw something together. Maybe get on Harmony before she leaves, or Allure when she comes, whichever one everybody prefers.
Texas Cruiser says, love to swap cruise stories with all of you. Nellie said it was great. Appreciate you all, fam. Take care.
Yeah, and I agree with Rick. I'd like to be able to swap some stories face to face with people we've been talking to on the internet. I had the awesome pleasure of meeting Texas Cruiser. Had the awesome pleasure of cruising with James. Mm-hmm. It'd be great if we could all be on a ship together at the same time. I know we're going to do it for the group cruise. I'm just talking just an impromptu.
Bob, have fun on your cruise next week.
Absolutely. That's okay. We'll be here. We'll be thinking about you, jealous of you while you are out cruising. You are getting the better end of that deal.
Yes, you
promise.
Yes.
Because believe me, if I was cruising next week, I wouldn't be here either. But thank you guys. Like always, we'll have some videos coming out here for the week. Get caught up on some cruises. Of course, we're going to have Saturday's comments video. We are going to have the survey video on Sunday. The material this week has just been extra. And I mean extra. It's going to make the show super interesting. Mm-hmm. Because the weirdos have come out.
Yes.
That might be the title of the show this week. Okay. What every cruiser wants. The weirdos have come out. Who complains about Cool Whip?
That person.
I guess so.
All right.
But everybody, have a great evening. Thank you for being here. And of course, like always,
we'll see you out on the high seas.
Good night, everybody.